Taurus, welcome to your hopes, fears, and reality spread. As per usual, you can click on that description box below and it talks about the significance of each spread, as well as the placement of the cards. Also, I uploaded a video yesterday regarding the use of tarot and working in light and shadow. So if you're looking for a better understanding of what it is I do on my channel or just tarot in general, that is about a 4.5-minute video that gives a lot of information about how the spread works and how other tarot card spread works if you are new to the community. And without further ado, oh boy, Taurus, you want to let go of some things in your past in order to steer your life in a completely different direction. Now, I'm not saying you want to let go of everything. I'm not saying you want to tear down the walls and reconstruct a whole new thing. What I'm saying is you're recognizing that there are some things that you were holding on to from your past that you just don't need to hold on to anymore. So you are hoping to just let go of some things that just aren't necessary to carry up this hill. It kind of feels like you've had a lot of weight on your shoulders for a very long time, and I'm really surprised that the Ten of Wands didn't show up, because it's a very Ten of Wands feeling. But it doesn't feel burdensome to let these things go. It almost feels like as you lighten your load, you just feel better, and you recognize that if I let go of these things, I'll get to where I want to go faster. So it kind of feels good to work these things out in your head and to really, really sit down and think about them. This is a happy contemplation regarding personal growth. The fear of the situation is that the resources that you once had in letting go of these things will have to be re-examined and reevaluated. And this has a very, very emotional pull on you. So if this is a vocational thing, you might be recognizing that you have an entire new set of skills to offer your company, or even that you want to go to another job, but you're a little bit nervous about how that's going to affect you financially and what's going to happen to your family in the process. If this is more of a personal relationship, friend, family, or even a romantic relationship, you're recognizing that there are some, what's the word I'm looking for? There's some emotional baggage that you've actually learned from and healed from and are willing to let go. And if the other person is willing to meet you there and let go of these things, that you guys can move in a direction that will make a lot more sense to both parties involved. However, you fear how that's going to affect you both financially and how that's going to affect the rest of your tribe connected to you. So what I want to say is this, depending on whose story I'm reading and depending on the situation, if this is more of a personal relationship, this is either two people letting go of each other, or this is two people reconciling and letting go of the hurts of the past. Okay? So this is either the ending of a friendship or the ending of a fight between friends. And it's going to affect everybody in all aspects of their life. So this is a very important relationship that we're dealing with. The truth of the matter is that once these things are all put out on the table, it leaves the potential for growth in just about any direction. But as I always say, high potential, when we get the aces, it's always high potential for a particular thing. And this is a high potential for two people to intellectually decide what is the best way for us to go given our past, present, and future. However, it needs to be placed in a framework. So this is the beginning of a plan of two people's lives headed in a different direction, either together or apart. And it will not feel equal and it will not feel fair from each person's perspective. This person won't get everything they want, and the other person, like you, won't get everything that you want. So there's going to be compromise and sacrifice on both ends. This could be a very, very adult conversation, or this could be a very, very petty conversation. And that's, again, in that fear of that emotional, and you recognize that the emotion doesn't only affect you, the emotion affects everybody involved, including third parties. And when I say third parties, I don't mean cheating if we're talking about a personal relationship. You know, people always go there. Sometimes third parties are like the mother-in-law who's in your business, the neighbor who's in your business, the best friend who's in your business, where the other person feels like they have a say, but you don't feel like they have a say. That's a third-party situation, you know, the nosy neighbor. So the reality of the situation is you know what you need to do in order to move forward for yourself. You need to balance out this situation, and you have an idea of what's going to make you feel more in balance, what's going to make you happy. The problem is the other person has no idea. So to me, Taurus, this seems like you've been spending a lot of time, be it months, be it years, really thinking about a situation, and the other person has been left in the dark regarding this situation. So now I can see why this is such a difficult thing to go by. It feels like you've already learned your lessons and grown from the history of your relationship with either this company, you know, be it vocational, or this personal relationship. You've already learned everything you need to learn. You've already figured out everything you need to figure out, and you're ready to move on to the next step, whether it is with or without that person. The problem is this person has been in the same energy and going in the same direction for so long, they don't even know that you want to change. So having this conversation is going to be very difficult on the other person. And it feels like the weight of everybody else involved and all third parties will come to you, because the only thing that's going to happen is they're going to want to comfort the other person whenever this situation moves forward, because this other person's going to have a much more difficult time. Again, whether this is two people separating or two people coming together, you've thought this out and the other person has not. It's almost like you have a plan and they're just winging it. Taurus, I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I will see you next week.